Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
President Bernier,
Here.
Director Bernal,
Here.
Director Clinton,
Here.
Director Adams,
Here.
Director Harris.
Here.
Thank you, Allison. Moving on to item number 1, minutes of the special meeting held June 12th, 2025.
You can make a recommendation.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 2, motion, minutes of the regular meeting held June 12th, 2025.
Same thing for that, I missed the motion.
I'll second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
I'm going to abstain since I didn't attend.
Okay. Moving on to item number 3, committee reports.
Mr. President, on the 19th, your executive committee met for setting this agenda. And your real estate committee met both on the 15th and the 23rd of July to discuss real estate stuff.
Moving on to item number 4, general manager's report.
Just a couple items. I'm just going to leave these down here. You will know you approved a new lease with the Jet Center for the fuel farm, and they has agreed to refurbish it. And our maintenance guys came along and behind that project and did some landscaping. It looks much nicer than it was before. I've got a couple of pictures on your way out. You can see what it looks like. Sure.
How long was the lease?
It's 5 years. Or no, it was 10. That's 10 years.
Okay.
Yesterday, Tony, things have been moving fast. We,
Yes, yesterday.
Vice Secretary Guy and Jim Bray and myself participated in a podcast with Eddie Taylor from United Way. We chatted about all things airport related. So it went really well. And in a week or two, you can go online and hear what we said about it.
That almost sounds like,
And I don't want to hear it.
almost sounds like a comedy show.
Amongst the word of the
I think we need to add it to the agenda that everyone needs to hear it.
I think so too.
The next meeting.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions from you? Moving on to item number 5, manager of finance and administration report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I provided the manager for your review and approval.
Make a motion, we approve it?
Have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
The other item that needs to be approved by the board is the budget deviation, number 3. And if you have any outlined what all the overruns are, if you have any questions, we have to answer them this time.
What's the biggest demand? What's the biggest? Space grab.
It's
Sure.
Insurance.
right. So we used the SDRMA insurance estimate, and it was not did not match what they charged us. They gave us an estimate prior to the year end, so we use that, but then they bill us. So we sometimes don't have a number when we do the budget. The employee benefits is the disability wasn't calculated correctly on the budget, so that's code for I made a mistake. Number 2, additional weed and wildlife required by the FAA. Our weed and wildlife costs are just going up every year. So this last budget, we put more in it. Hopefully you won't have a budget deviation.
The chemicals were really expensive.
Yes, because of the cost of chemicals. I mean, we have a lot, I don't know, we have a lot of wildlife out there. That's
I make a motion to be accepted as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else?
it.
Moving on to item number 6, public session. Statements from the floor will be heard during public session. Request to speak forms are provided for those wishing to address the board. After completing the form, please give it to the clerk. Requests requiring board action will be referred to staff and brought on the next printed agenda. Members of the public are cordially invited to speak on agenda items as they occur. Staff reports covering agenda items are available for review in the offices of the general manager on the Tuesday prior to each meeting. The board will establish a time limit for received testimony, in this case 3 minutes. The board reserves the right to establish the time limits for received testimony. That being said, I don't have any public session. Anyone writing on it? Moving on to item number 7, authorization to award the contract for bids on rehabilitation runway 1230, and for the president and secretary to execute the contract between the district and Granite Construction Company for the rehabilitation runway 1230, subject to review and approval by district council.
Yes, Mr. President, we have John Smith from Tertalia Engineering here. We have any questions, but we believe we have received an acceptable bid that you all should consider awarding.
John, would you
John, do you have any?
Sure. Thank you, Martin. President Moreno, members of the board, John Smith, Tartaglia Engineering. I was here a couple weeks ago and some proposals to you, of which we all went forward with. We did open bids in a timely manner in accordance with the notice of binding bids and the addendum. As we were approaching the bid date, Martin and our team continued to have ongoing dialogue with the FAA as the target kept moving and shifting. We are at a point where the base bid total is lower than your entitlement amount, which Director Clayton specifically wanted that question answered, and so we are not recommending awarding anything more than the base bid right now. We have had discussions with the general contractor. We feel that you are lining yourself up very nicely for actually funding for the additive alternate. I hope to come back here with Martin's approval, come back in a couple of weeks to actually have another discussion with you to say he has received a favorable nod from the FAA and would like to immediately award the additive alternate. Yes, sir.
What is the base bid?
The base bid for Granite Construction, the dollar amount or the work?
Dollar amount and work.
Dollar amount is 5.6 million. And you have 7.6 million as your entitlement funds in your, I don't want to say it's in your account, but it's ready to be in your account. It is entitlement. I love that.
I appreciate you sharing the other bids with us and the conditions of the bids. Thank you. That made it easy for me to review it.
Absolutely.
Before tonight.
I also appreciate the adjustment.
Thank you. Thank you both.
I'll make a motion we approve the runway project with Granite Construction.
With the dollar amount being 5.6 million and the work is, we have enough money in there for 7.6. The rest of that money that's out there, how do we use that?
We will not be using all of that money. As we package the project, we try to hit target milestone dollar amounts. If it comes to pass, Director Clayton, that we are not granted a positive nod for the complete additive, we would do a little pushback to the FAA, again, under the direction of Martin. We would ask if we could extend their base bid amount to try to take more advantage of the pricing and the bid that we currently have, to just literally try to get us further down the runway.
Well, what are the chances that we're gonna have change orders along the way and then that bid price could creep up?
That is possible. That is addressed through a couple other mechanisms.
Okay.
When you, as a grant sponsor to Santa Maria Public Airport District, when you read that document, that grant agreement, there are provisions in there for expanded grant monies to cover changes up to a certain amount. It's in there.
Okay, thank you.
I did want to mention, part of why we had this special meeting was because of your very gracious offer for this extended work window. So this was a big scramble to try to get something done, something built. You increase the quality of the product because the contractor's not getting off the runway in 5-hour work windows. And you get construction, everybody wins. I'll be candid with you that there is a way to figure out how much that is in the numbers that you have before you.
As you can imagine, we certainly know all the bidders, on this list. I've been here myself for 40 years. Unofficially, the price between, the low bidder, granted, and the number two, the delta, is a direct reflection of the extended work window. The number two contractor, which is 20%.
Okay, yes.
It is 20%. The number two contractor admitted to me after the opening of the bids, they could not mobilize until, the end of October. And so they recognized that put them in the 5-hour work window,
Okay,
and there is the difference.
thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
But
I
they're
never
local.
said that, and it's not in writing.
Okay, but since they're local, I appreciate the fact that you shared that with us.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
We have a motion. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 8, authorization for the president and secretary to execute service agreement between the district and Meeting Hunt for air service consulting service.
As you know, we've been working with Meat Nut for our service development, and we'd like your permission to continue that effort.
So I have a question. So I saw all the information, but I'm sorry, I still don't understand what service they provide. I read in the contract, but I'm still having trouble understanding specifically what it is.
They are experts on how airlines work.
Okay,
Uh,
so they're educating you and the staff here?
Well, they know the airline industry, they know the personnel that make schedules and make decisions.
Okay, so they keep us connected.
Oh, we could not even come close to what they
Okay.
have offered.
Okay, thank you for the explanation. I appreciate it, Martin.
I just want to,
They're hunting for us for more airlines to come in is what we're saying. Always.
keeping our face up.
Well,
Okay.
and they know,
Thank you.
they know the minutia, like, not just getting airline service, but what airline service to get to. And the data behind it that sells and justifies certain routes,
Okay,
certain schedules. So you want to land at a certain, airport at the right time so people can make connections. So you might have you might have service to an airport, but if it's the wrong time and you miss certain windows, you might as well just not have air service.
Okay, makes sense.
It's just not gonna work well. And they understand the business very well, and it's very helpful.
Okay, thank you.
all right, any further questions?
Yeah, good job, Martin.
Do I hear a motion?
You like the motion?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 9, resolution 946, a resolution of the board of directors of the Santa Maria Public Airport District adopting a new injury illness prevention program. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped that.
New personnel.
Resolution 946, a resolution of the board of directors of the Santa Maria Public Airport District adopting a new personnel manual and superseding all conflicting rules, policies, regulations, and orders.
So, Mr. President, the staff recommends that the board table just number 9, but still discuss number 10 and 11.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and table number 9, moving on to number 10. Resolution 947, a resolution of the board of directors of the Santa Maria Public Airport District adopting a new injury illness prevention program.
As you know, we're required by law to have an injury illness prevention program, and we're simply updating it to stay current with current law. That's the point.
Perfect.
I will make the motion to accept it as presented.
We have a motion to accept as presented. Do I hear a second?
Second.
We have a second. Go ahead and do the roll call, please. Sorry.
President Moreno,
Yes.
Director Adams,
Yes.
Director Brown,
Yes.
Director Clayton,
Yes.
Director Dodd,
Yes.
Thank you, Allison. Moving on to item number 11, resolution 948, a resolution of the board of directors of the Santa Maria Public Airport District adopting a model workplace violence prevention plan.
Again, similar to what I think is passed, is we're required by law to make an effort to prevent workplace violence and address it if it occurs. And this helps us do that, brings our policies.
This is a absolutely new requirement and a new policy. We're not rescinding anything. We don't have a policy, so. It's a new law.
I will make the motion to accept as presented.
We have a motion to accept that as presented. Do I hear a second? Second. We have a second. Let's go ahead and get the roll call, please.
President Moreno,
Yes?
Director Adams,
Yes.
Director Brown,
Yes.
Director Clayton,
Yes.
Director Ryan,
Yes.
All right, moving on to item number 12, authorization for the president to execute the petition requesting annexation into City of Santa Maria Southwest Landscape and Lighting Assessment District.
Mr. President, this is a city has an assessment district for providing for landscaping along Skyway. And it's triggered by development on a particular parcel. So we have a parcel, rather large parcel that includes Plains of Fame and wraps around to the south side of the airport. So the Plains of Fame development has triggered the requirement that we enter this into this district and it's $550.50 per year for the entire APM. So imagine the whole south side of the airport. So this will establish us in that district for all of that being part of it.
Are we segregating that back to them? Segregating it back to.
Then, Plains of Fame, well, we'd have to do it to every development. We'd have to parse out $550 to every tenant that would eventually occur.
I think it would be divided out.
I mean, we've taken those steps to do that.
Well, how much are we talking? We're $550 a year.
$550 a year.
Okay.
Today.
All, because all the businesses on Skyway have to participate in this.
Well, the comment today, in order to change this, is a law called Prop 218. And to amend an assessment like this requires a vote of people that are being assessed. So the city, to change this amount, the city would have to go to the people affected. So they're not gonna just make up a new number next year.
So we do it by 50, Plains Spain doesn't, none of the businesses that eventually will go there.
I had this, I paid this on a property that I've got. And the neighbor next to me didn't have to pay it because I built my facility after him. And so I'm kind of curious on this thing here.
Well, this came into effect in, I believe, in '89, so if you built before '89,
I built in 2000.
I can't speak to them, I just know that.
And Steve, I had a building that was built prior to that, and the city of Santa Maria forced me to conform to this. And in the end, it was a good thing because it keeps the common thing along Skyway Drive, which essentially makes the airport look better.
If I 50 a year isn't too bad, and also it's gonna be.
Everybody that built anything in this corridor after 88.
I think it goes all the way from 135 all the way to Fairway Drive. That
$550 a
that
year.
portion.
Now, doesn't this wrap around our biggest APN out there?
Pro rata between everybody.
The APN,
Yeah.
It's
That's huge. Take that.
If they're not reducing it, it's supposed to cover the
On
cost.
Skyway, right? It does, it's not rolling over into
That piece of property.
Broadway,
What-
but
what-
the-
which-
But that lighting,
all of it,
right.
so
That-
I don't know,
that's
that's a
the-
good question.
That's like-
Yes, but if you flat out, that's, they're reducing everybody else's sleep again, every time somebody goes, it's just that one.
Well, I'll make the motion that we approve that.
Check, we have a motion, I'll go ahead and make a I'll go ahead and second that to approve it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You guys gonna abstain?
What's that?
Are you guys gonna abstain?
I don't know that we're done talking about this.
It's $550 a year. It's fine.
It's fine, it's not worth fighting the fight, but I just did it, so,
So we're paying
I'll say
$550,
yes.
we're paying $550 to the city
yes.
to maintain that strip of land up there
I think
per year.
so two things just to highlight. The first one is I believe this is actually a condition that the city has imposed on moving forward with the Plains of Fame development. So is annexation
Is that
into
what's
this
tied
small
to
services
the contract?
district. So in order to move forward with the one of the conditions of the permit is that you be annexed and receive these services. So that's the way that this is just a sort of creation of laws. There's these tiny little, so this is just a landscape and lighting assessment district. And so one of the conditions is that you join in order to move forward with that development. The second point that Josh just raised is that if you do have a concern, there's a huge jump, let's say in the future, you can always modify your leases to require that a portion or all of that assessment be paid by the lessee. So those two things, I think the first piece, this is very odd, it's very confusing because you don't deal with this on a regular basis. But this is just a very narrow little assessment district that's pulled together for the purpose of landscape and lighting. And I believe it's a condition of the permit that the city's
Is
required.
that our land? Is that the airport?
No, it's just the strip, it's the strip that's down.
Who owns it?
That's the entire thing, it's just.
It's in the city right of way. It's for their improvements in the right of way, but it's assessed, is to the property owners within the district that they've established decades ago. And, so it would include, it's the G3 development, it's Plains of Fame.
And
It's got feature development.
as Mark mentioned, under Prop
Well,
218.
won't be that impact on students. Because they'll be assessed.
So if it's, once it's subdivided out, it would be a separate APN. Under Prop 218, your board, so the unusual thing about these assessment districts is that it's not voters, it's gonna be property owners. So if there is a proposed increase in the assessment, you all will get a ballot that your board will either vote yes or no on to approve the increased assessment. So you'll have notice and you'll have a vote on whether that assessment is.
Okay, did you guys want to abstain on the?
No, I said yes.
Yes.
That's a
So
little
we
bit.
got, so 5 yeses. All right. Moving on to item, sorry. Item number 13, authorization for the general manager to execute a change order for the U.S. Customs upgrade, building and site civil between the district and Mueller Construction and Management.
So this item came before you before, and, these particular items were removed. Your real estate committee met with the contractor. And, sorry. Now they are requesting payment based on what you see should be change order 3.
You find a way at the bottom.
Yeah.
You gotta get past all those.
No, I know, but what number page, what page is it?
Oh, I didn't, I read it. Yeah, so.
And John's here. John's been working closely with them. He can help explain what their argument is for these overhead charges.
John, would you mind coming up here and help me explain this?
I'm sorry, I was distracted. President Moreno, members of the board, John Smith, for town engineering. The change order 3 for the customs building, as manager Martin mentioned, it had come before you before. It didn't quite make it across the even to present. And we had a focused committee meeting. That item was removed, repackaged. The contractors provided a reduced cost on that. The change order 3 includes several other items that either came up subsequent to that or were happening at that time. They just had not manifested themselves to the change order yet. Director Brown made the comment last time we got together was that we could build this building from the ground up cheaper than what this is costing us. And I disagree, unfortunately. At the end of the day, you're gonna have a very nice building. I don't know if I can answer any other questions.
Did, Chuck, you were the thing, did he raise the rate on this?
No, it went down.
Yeah, it went down. It
Went down.
a bit.
So are there gonna be any more change orders? Because it seemed like I've gone through all of this and it seems to me like the construction company should note these things in advance rather than leaving them for change orders. I understand that many of them use that process in order to leave more money from their customer, but I'd really like to know that we're done.
Director
How
Brown,
many times do we kick the tires is what you're saying, huh? How many times do we have to kick the tires? Or we change?
One thing on change orders and any work that's done is only time and materials. There's not a profit margin.
no, it's,
No, but it's still cost.
so,
And things cost less if they're done in the proper sequence, and I feel like we move forward 2 steps and then back 1 and we move forward again. I would just like to have a snapshot of what it's gonna cost and just be done.
And when's the end result?
Director Guy, Director Clayton, great questions. There is a third party to this project that's actually not here, and that is your future tenant.
Okay, now that I understand, I understand where you're taking. me.
Okay, and,
'Cause
and,
that complicates the
I
matter a bit.
completely agree with you. I would say under a more normal situation, all of this stuff would have been flushed out, with your architect, during the design process and would have been in the package. But, every time we get a visit from our friends in Los Angeles, they identify either things that they don't like or they want to change. And they had plenty of time to review the documents before we started this adventure. And, I hate to say that, but
Well, maybe we don't invite them back until it's done.
I'm all for that. I'd like to get it done, so here it is.
Unfortunately, we can't do that, but yes.
Yeah, I sense your frustration, believe me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
What's
So-
the difference in price with the upgrades?
I apologize, I don't have the numbers in front of me, Director Clayton, I was more focused on the road there.
It's a staggering number.
694,816 bucks.
Okay.
But what were those 2 numbers, Steve?
864,000 was the original contract amount, and it's now going to be 816,308.07.
That went down.
No, it went up.
Oh, it was
Went
going
from
up.
694 to 816.
Oh, okay.
16, okay.
113.
6,916.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve this thing, to get it out of our library.
I'm gonna second it.
Brown, Mr. Adams, I appreciate you very much.
All right, we have a vote in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
6.
Because the real estate committee is voting yes, I will be voting yes as well.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to item number 14, authorization for the president and secretary to consent to the transfer of the hangar located at 2987 Delta Airport Drive to Signet Aerospace Corporation.
Straightforward transfer of a lease. Recommend that you approve.
Well, so I saw the information that was provided, and unfortunately, I don't know which hangar it is, but so basically, somebody else had leased it. And this is an owner-built hangar, is that correct? And it's,
I know this room.
okay,
It was built by a guy named Malcolm, which I think is a doctor, if I'm not mistaken.
and I saw that in the document.
Okay, and he built it originally, and then he sold it to another guy. The guy that he sold it to had a King Aaron, I believe, a pretty good sized plant, and he had it for a very short period of time. Then he got another hangar up on Slow where he wanted to be, and he just resold that. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
And the guy in there now has a nicer than King Aaron. It's like it's a super high dollar plane. I can't remember what it is. Nice.
Okay. The lease allows for the transfer.
Okay.
You can sell the rights to the property.
I'll make the motion, we approve the transfer.
We have a motion, do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, now let's go ahead and go straight into closed session. Thank you, everyone. Agree, right back. We exit closed session with no reportable actions. Moving on to item number 16, director's comments. Go ahead and start with Tony.
Comments are, I'm really pleased with the direction that the airport has taken since I've been on the board. It's phenomenal working with all of you, and a lot of stuff is getting done. I just want to say thank you all.
I think we have a pretty good board. I'm glad Tony got elected. Things are moving a whole lot smoother, and that's all I have.
I agree. We're in a good position moving forward. I'm really excited for the coming years that we've got together here and how it's gonna play out. So, good things are happening, so tune in. That's all I got.
I've been on the board a long time, and this is the most smooth board, getting things done board, and not having a lot of drama board that I've been involved with, and I appreciate all the guys.
Yay.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I agree. When I first started here, it was kind of crazy. Now it's smooth sailing, which is really nice. And we have some pretty exciting announcements coming up, which is gonna be great. I do want to, again, congratulate and thank Daniel for his time on helping us out here. And, yeah, that's my comment. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion. We have a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.